Right, hello and welcome to another episode of Will's Got Worms. So yeah, this is another slightly different video compared to the usual kind of bird's eye view of a bin video. Basically, I just wanted to do an update of what's going on with my farm. Basically, I had been recording videos of lots of different bits and bobs, but none of them were good enough to put as a standalone video. But it turns out basically I'd been using a number of different sort of cameras to record them, and trying to put it all together, it was just giving me an absolute headache because I don't know where any of the footage is, especially with this bin here, why I've brought back this bin. So I just thought, I'm just going to do a roundup video of where I'm at and then start fresh again. Well, that'll be after this video actually. So yeah, basically these bins, I've got 8 of these bins here. They're like that. They're just my normal composting bins. They're all just running along nice and smoothly. Nothing special about them. They're just worms that are just composting. That's brilliant. Basically, I brought back the mother bin, which was always my favourite bin, which I had before. The reason why I've brought back the mother bin, because the reason why I got rid of it was I harvested all of the castings out of it and all the worms out of it and split them evenly into these composting bins. And I just kind of got rid of that one because it was really big, and there was a lot of material in there in relatively small. It's a 60-litre container. There was too much in there, and it was getting too hard to fluff nicely. But it was just producing so many castings though, and basically I just got rid of it. But I brought it back because basically plan that I've got is to start getting into setting up breeder bins. So I recently bought it was 2 kilograms of red wigglers, which is 4.4 pounds, which if you go by the what do you call it, the generally accepted rule of thumb of 1,000 worms per pound, that means that there's now at least 4,000 worms in there. The original plan was to split up those 4,000 worms into these composting bins evenly, but that was just I started doing it, and I kind of decided halfway through to scrap that idea and just stick them all into the mother bin, in a newly created mother bin. And luckily I had the materials on hand. I had enough coco coir, which had been sitting there for a while, fused with some what was it, molasses, which I had to ask a few people and do some research, because I'd never heard of molasses apart from in I think Godfather 2, and I never knew what it was. But basically in the UK we call it black treacle. So there was that in there. I had shredded cardboard ready, plenty of worm chow, and I basically just in the whim of the moment created a brand new mother bin and just added all 4,000 worms in there. So I'll be giving that a feeding tonight, because I haven't fed it for about a week now. And then this bin is a cocoon nursery, which has got 200 cocoons in. If you remember, I a while back was doing a thing where I was trying to harvest 100 cocoons per week, but then I realized that was just going to take far too long. So what I ended up doing was adding those 2 buckets. I'll take a bit. They look like this. There you go. And I label. Wow, how did I not pick up the right one? So they look like this. I labelled them like that. 100 cocoons. So I put both of those boxes into that container, and then added a bit more bedding and some shredded cardboard, a little bit of worm chow, just so that if the worms do start hatching, they've got something to eat in there. And that bin is also on the heat mat. So I've been using the heat mat and the thermostat, and I'll put another screenshot. I've basically got 4 temperature sensors now, and you can see in the what have I called it here, the nursery bin, temperature is around 23 degrees Celsius, but it's actually more around 25 Celsius. It just depends whereabouts the sensor is. I've tried to put it in the middle as much as possible, but I've discovered that on the thermostat, on the lowest setting, it's 25 Celsius. So I'm happy with that, like where it's at. And I had a look in that bin the other day, and there's quite a few baby worms in there. So that means like I definitely know that they're hatching in there, which is good. But the whole breeder bin plan I'll make in a separate video, because it's I don't know, it just requires a lot of planning and what do you call it, organization. If you know anything about breeder bins, there's this general rule of like 3 weeks, and then you harvest the worms or the cocoons. I'm probably going to harvest the worms. The size containers that I'm going to have 100 worms per bin, and then harvest them after 3 weeks, and then add them to larger ones. That's kind of my rule of thumb, because this is working really well. So yeah, that's about it. I've also got some wheatgrass growing. Courtesy, I've been watching Captain Matt's videos, so I'm doing a similar thing at the moment. And that's starting to get some nice height on it. I've already like in terms of growing it, that's easy enough. I think that I need to just increase the amount of seeds that I'm using per container to get like a really nice dense thing, but this should be ready to go pretty soon. And they're in like various stages, but yeah, I'll make a video about that as and when. Sorry, most of this video's had me cut off, but I don't know. I just wanted to get a video out and then start getting better at putting more videos out there. But yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I've got to feed these bins tonight, and the mother bin. The cocoon bin, I've mainly just been like spreading like a little bit of chow, like worm chow. But now that I've noticed that some worms are getting, you know, they're not mature, obviously. They've only been hatched for a little while, but basically they're getting to like that kind of, I don't know. They're no longer wisps, but they're like juveniles, I guess you'd call them. So I've put a couple of bits of squash in there. I'll put a picture of it now, because I know that I do have that somewhere. Just some like solid food, just like kind of, see if they like it. But yeah, that should be it for this video. Just an overall update of where we're at. And yeah, I'll make sure that I make more videos on a regular basis. I know I keep on saying that. It's just a shame the last one, and I can't even find the footage of the making the mother bin, which if I find it, because I don't know which device I've recorded that on, if I find it, then I will publish that. But yeah, anyway, that's it for now. I'll try and get another video out tonight, like pretty much straight after this one. But yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.